You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross.
This is Jonathan Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things basketball across the Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. We are at Prince George's County Community College for the Maryland Private School State Tournament. We've had great games today, and we have none other than Tyrone Johnson from Springdale Prep. Coach Johnson, you just came off of a win over a Mount Zion team. Please tell us about that win and what you're looking forward to in the next round.
Oh, that was an outstanding win. I'm proud of my guys. I think what I liked most about the win, it was a gutter win. I mean, the game wasn't beautiful. There were some beautiful plays made, but that game, you kind of had to get it out of the dirt to win it. And that's what I'm the most proud of. My guys fought to the very end.
You know, we've seen some great teams out here today. We saw a prep team, a Bullis team, a Clinton Grace team. I do not mind saying that the Springdale Mount Zion game was the most athletic game we've seen today. You guys really get it in. Coach, I'm going to ask you to excuse me because I have not been to New Windsor to see you guys play. But what I do on a daily basis is I set the schedule for all the games that we cover, whether it be PA or podcasting or what have you. And I'm looking at schedules. I'm looking at the Metro Private. I'm looking at the PVAC, the WCAC, the ISC, the MAC. You folks are consistently winning 20-plus games a year. I know a couple of years ago we had 15, 16 wins here, but the last 2 years, something clicked. Did your players get older? Did you get better? Tell me what happened there. You're stacking up 24, 25, 26 wins a season now.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, we would have been here a little bit earlier, but some of my best players, we lost. And I don't
Coach, we can talk about this now because
that's right.
I'm not a, how do I say it? I see it, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Right. So I feel you.
I'm a program guy, right? So we recruit you for the program. We want you to stay there all 4 years. If you're in middle school, we want you to stay there plus 4 years. But we lost some very good talent every single year, and it's like starting all over. And this time, we changed our recruiting approach. We look for kids that reflect our style of play, which tells me that they used to practice hard, and we went and got guys that their families were committed to what we're doing. So it has to be a family commitment, not just a player commitment.
And Coach, I didn't know we'd get into this, but I'm so glad we have gotten into this. It's tough because a lot of times, and I don't expect you to commit to anything you shouldn't commit to, but I can say, I'm a broadcaster, I'm not a coach. A lot of times it's the parents that are the problem. The parents have bigger eyes than their kids' talent. And again, I'm not making you say it, but we got kids who, you know, you got a 32-minute game. A kid gets 8 or 10 minutes because of matchups, and that's what you needed that night. And all of a sudden, the parents aren't happy because my baby's better than that. Well, you know, how about this? Springdale was knocking on the door. XYZ school was knocking on the door, but every school in the region wasn't knocking on your door. So, you know, we've got to understand, and I put things on Front Street. I have 2 kids, this is one of them here, who are very good basketball players. They're not elite, and I understand that. My son is more elite in tennis than he is in basketball, and I'm cool with that because a young black man playing tennis on the college level, I mean, we can find a lot of young black men who play basketball, right?
Sure.
So I'm real about it.
That's right.
This young lady got into college on her own merit with a healthy scholarship, and we're very happy about that.
Congratulations on that young lady.
Yes, yes. She will be a Mount St. Mary's Mountaineer next year.
Wow.
But I feel you.
It's tough, man. I mean, you know, listen, it sounds like old school, but for me, I call it the old law. I was raised by the best set of parents that you could possibly imagine. And I was taught that you got to pay your dues first. If you can't pay your dues, then you shouldn't expect anything in return. And to me, it's cruel if you're setting kids up for failure. If they're looking for instant gratification, my first year I expect to play 16, 17 minutes a game, and your first year in the program, you don't know what running strategically, schematically, and you still want to play, and you're willing to put us on the line if you don't play, then you know what? You're cheating yourself because later on, when you face adversity, you're going to quit.
Right. And mom and dad can't be there all the time.
all the time.
They can't fight the fight. But no, I do see it a lot. I see it where, kids they think they deserve the time, or I'm better than him, or I'm basketball is a lot about matchups, it's relationships, it's a lot of things. And I don't know you well enough to say this, but I bet you I'm right. You want good young men first.
I want good young men.
Right, because you got to be a coach, a teacher, a dad, a counselor. Sometimes you might have to be their barber, right? You might have to be everything.
You have to be their priest,
right?
Psychiatrist,
like counselor, right?
It's crazy.
All of the above.
But I want to say this though.
What's that?
I mean, I think this is important, man. That I'm willing to commit to a kid if he's gonna commit to the school and commit to what we're doing. And unlike football, I only need 12 guys.
Right.
You know why? Because we got Severson, we can recruit internationally. So we're going to get the right kids, right? And to play for our program, you got to work out for me first.
Right.
Right? So in other words, I want to see how you respond through fatigue.
Right.
So we don't just give opportunities based on your Twitter account. We
Right.
give opportunities based on what you did in workouts and what you did for your previous school.
Because I could buy likes and follows. I can get a Twitter account. That's no thing.
That's right. That's right.
And at the same time, those social media accounts can get these kids in trouble. I had an interview a few years ago, a D1 coach. He committed to a young lady, scholarship. However, she was at a graduation party, and there was a red Solo cup in her hand. He doesn't know what was in that cup. He retracted the scholarship because he doesn't know what kind of student he's getting. And I'm talking D1. I'm talking Big East. That this is where we are. I know another story that was on my podcast where there were two gentlemen who were going to be, I think, the top assistant at a D1 school. They were equal. One was on Facebook acting a fool. One was not. And the one acting a fool, and we're talking an adult, he didn't get the job. So, and that's another thing. You got to be the social media manager because you got to watch all of this.
Sure.
I don't know. How long have you coached?
This is my 33rd year.
All right, so he got me beat. I coached 24 and then I stopped. But so you and I can relate. In 1999, you didn't have to have someone watching these kids' social media.
You did not.
And it was November 1 through March 1, and then we're done. But now it's year round. You got to coach summer league. You got to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got to do it all. So how has, in your 33 years, maybe you had June and July off. I don't know, because years ago it wasn't year round. How has it changed? Tell the people how it's changed.
Well, first of all, there's no such thing anymore as June and July at all.
There's no off season.
There's no off season, not at all. And I say the second thing to that is to me, the coaching staff and the players, you have to commit to something that's greater than self.
Right.
Because a game like what you just saw tonight, that's what it really comes down to. It comes down to the intangibles. What have you committed to in your life that's a little bit more important than you are at that moment? And for the coaches, it's us too. So yeah, we're a 12-month program. We're going at it every single month. We probably take 2 weeks out the whole year.
You're not a boarding school, are you?
We all boarding.
You are a boarding school. So then you do have to be their barber and everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see. All right. What's up, Chelsie?
So I was reading a bit about you, and I think before you came to Springdale, you were in Alabama and Georgia, I believe.
That is correct.
She does her homework.
I can tell. I'm impressed.
And you've been with the Springdale Prep program since 2016. I think the inaugural year of the school, correct?
Well, my first year was 2018. The inaugural year was 2017. So I came a year after.
My fault.
That's okay.
But it's about to be 10 years now at Springdale Prep. Why Springdale? Why are you still here? What keeps you wanting to be the coach of Springdale Prep?
Well, I mean, I am a self-driven person, right? And I have high goals, high aspirations, both from an institutional standpoint and personal, and even spiritual. Right? I'm a Christian, so I want to be the very best at what I do. And it's very difficult for me to give up on anything, and I haven't proven that to be true. And we've had some good years in Springdale. We're now just not turning the corner to be a national contingent. We're putting together something that can compete nationally. And until I do that successfully and prove that we're the best at what we do, I'm going to keep doing it.
Thank you.
Coach, we're in the DMV. Every coach I've had on here can say the same thing that I'm saying here. And they all agree, and I'm sure you will too. At one point, 20, 25, 30 years ago, when you talk about basketball in this area, you're talking WCAC only. But now you're talking Metro Pride.
Sure.
Now you're talking IAC.
Sure.
Now you're talking the MAC. You talking on the girls' side, you're talking ISL. You're talking a lot of different conferences put together quality programs. Let me go to the tail of the tape. You beat Spalding this year. It's a great program. That's our guy over there at Spalding. I can't.
Coach Josh Pratt.
Josh Pratt is over there. My daughter knows the coaches better than I do.
I can see.
You beat Highland twice. Highland won their conference, right? They sure did. We're not going to talk about game number 3 against Highland, but that was a close one. That was a close one. But you got, it's hard to beat someone 3 times in a year. It really is. But we're not talking, you're playing the Little Sisters of the Poor. We're not talking about that. You, as the young people say, I'm old here, you want the smoke. You'll take it.
Correct.
Right, and your boys ain't backing down from anybody.
So I'm originally from Alabama. I moved up from Atlanta, Georgia. In Alabama and in Atlanta, football is everything.
It is.
So up here, they may think that they're playing at a real high level, and they may be the dynamics of way of life. Well, in my opinion, basketball is our football and our football.
Absolutely.
This is the best basketball in America right here in DMV.
And as a PA announcer and a podcaster, I get paid to watch all this basketball. I can't.
You got a blessed man.
And on the girls' side, too. We got a Bishop McNamara team that's number 1 in the country and a Paul VI team that St. John's took to double overtime on Monday.
They number 1 in the country.
And they number 1 in the country, right? We got Jordan Smith Jr., we got Kaden Samuels, who else we got? We got Ann Brown. We got all these youngins playing. And, we are blessed to watch this. And if you go to a gym and pay $5 to see this talent, that's all I got to pay. It's the best $5 you can spend.
That's $5. Yes.
Coach, I'm looking at your roster, and I don't see a ton of 2026s. So you're keeping some talent, right?
Correct. We got 4 seniors.
Okay.
We're bringing in some more kids. We already recruited some kids internationally, and we got some kids in mind locally. So we're committed to continue to grow this program.
Let me ask you this. I cannot recall because there were so many teams. Do we see you in the DeMatha Summer League?
In DMV Live?
No, the DeMatha Summer League.
Well, we didn't play in it last year. We played in the DMV Live.
Right. So maybe did I see him over there, Chelsie? Because we covered that as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to get back to the tough subject. So what are we going to do, or when is it going to plateau and then pull back? All the transfers, the transfer portal. This kid wants to go here. I'm seeing kids transfer in their senior year. I'm seeing kids who the coach yelled at them a little bit, so they want to go somewhere else. I'm seeing a kid who's the 6th, 7th, 8th man and doesn't appreciate the time they get. But I'm also seeing programs, and shall remain nameless, but I'm seeing programs that they stop their program in the middle of the year because they don't have enough participation. I'm seeing that as well. What do we do? What does it take to change and get kids to commit? Because like you said, you're committing, be it financial aid dollars or be it your hard-earned time as a coach, into these young men for them to stay 1 year in another school just to poach them. I know some schools that poach kids. I don't mess with those schools. I don't mess with those schools at all. But as a coach, what is it that you think is going to have to happen for that to change?
Powerful question. There's 2 things come to mind. Number 1, it first got to happen at the highest level. Because right now they have not figured that out in NCAA.
They have not.
These kids are emulating and mimicking behavior of those that they admire, right?
You're right. Okay, I didn't think about that.
They're going to college and they say NIL first semester, they don't like the way things going. They're leaving at the semester break going to the second school and signing another NIL deal. So until we figure that out, unfortunately, we're going to continue to see this. The second thing is, from a societal standpoint, we got to start committing to things that are greater than self, to concepts, to principles, to values, core values that are greater than self. If not, if the kids, again, if they're seeing that behavior from their parents and their uncles, and Uncle Ray Ray and Poo Poo them on their mama's side, if they're seeing that, they're going to continue to emulate them.
I don't know that I've had someone say that on a podcast, but I think he's 100% correct. Because here's the thing. When we talk about these young people, I don't think a lot of what we see is their fault. We're failing to lead them as adults. We're failing to lead them. If you have a 13-year-old son who talks to his mom any old kind of way, it might be because you talk to his mom any old kind of way, right? So, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. Right now, we're looking at a Glenelg Country team that is up on DeMatha 18-10 in the first quarter of what will be our final game of the night, right? But it won't be the final game of the night. Coach, you got that win today. We can't make Tuesday, but I hope to see you later in the week because that means you're still winning.
And when I say that, I'm not talking about in my civilian wear. I want to be in my coach's attire when I see you later in the week. Right?
That's what it is. You don't want to be a visitor. You don't want to pay the price of admission.
That's correct.
You want to come in with 12, 13, 14 young men, a coaching staff of 4, 5, 6 people, whatever. You want to come here to play a game.
That's correct.
All right. What happens after this tournament for you? You take a day or two off and you get right back at it, or?
Yeah, we'll take 5 days off, and then we'll get back into our spring training. Our spring training, we do some system training, but most of it is individual. We do applied matrix, speed and agility, strength training, weight training, skill development, and like I said, probably 10-15% of our off-season training is system training, but not a whole lot.
You think he thought this one out, Chelsie? He got the whole plan.
I think so.
Well, I've been doing it for a long time. So.
Of course.
For a little bit of time, right? You might know a thing or two.
A little bit of time.
All right. A couple things we must agree on. As a coach, there's more to basketball than basketball. Is that correct?
Listen, if all they remember is when I talk to them about what we do against the high front zone or even front zone, if all they can remember is whether we're going to be up the line and gap it, then I failed.
Right.
I failed.
Question. Am I ever going to see what I want to see, which is big man basketball comeback, or is every 6'10" guy going to shoot the three?
Now, I do think that will eventually come back, but it will only come back after fade. Once people see, I predicted this 16 years ago. I said when LeBron and Steph are too old to play or retire, you're going to see the deficit, the cumulative deficit in international basketball on the Olympic level. You're going to see it. And I think we're possibly not going to win the Olympics in the next 1 or 2 Olympics.
It's getting close, right?
You're very close.
You know why? Because I heard Gino Auriemma say it. In Europe, they practice 6, 7, 8 times a week, and they play 1 or 2 games. You know, don't get me started on the AAU scene. I had someone recruit my son for AAU. They want $4,000 for a season. Now, where I come from, and I have seen this online, but when I coach, everybody gets into a 15-passenger van. We drive down to Greensboro. We play some games. Mom and Daddy ain't there, and we got to figure it out. But now I got to pay $4,000, which I did not do, for my son to play, and I got to pay $25 to get in.
That's right.
Per day, and I got to pay to park.
Yeah.
So it's different than it used to be, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I hope we see the big. I want to see the 6'10" guy back to the basket, drop step, and put the ball off the glass.
Well, like I said, after we go 8, 12, maybe 16 years of play and international play and fail, you're going to start seeing that development again.
I need to see. You know me. I'm a Larry Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kind of guy. You know me. Bill Laimbeer and Kurt Rambis and them back in the day. You know what I'm talking about. All right, sir. Well, we appreciate having you on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Tyrone Johnson, Springdale Prep. He has more wins this year than some programs had in the last 3 years, and he's doing it at a high level, and he's teaching these young men the right way. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate both of you.
You're tuned in to the DMV Hoops Podcast. Thanks for listening.